विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्वोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्विनिर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। थर्ड मंत्र। न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मः न विजानीमः यथैतदनुशिष्यात् अन्यदेव तद्विदितात् अथो अविदिताद् अधि इति शुश्रुमपूर्वेषां येनस्तद्व्याचचक्षिरे। Some of the texts have given this as two mantras instead of one mantra. Like Navidmo Navijanimaha Yathai Tadanu Shishyat, it ends there. And fourth mantra begins with Anyadeva Tadvidita. But Pujya Swamiji has combined together because they are all connected. So we'll also take it as a one mantra itself. So Na Tatra Chakshur Gachati. You know, the student asks a very straightforward question. Is there someone behind the eyes, ears, etc., mind, behind this prana, etc.? And teacher is giving a roundabout answer. And on the contrary, teacher should have told, or teacher should have answered, yes, there is someone behind the eyes, ears, etc. And well, who is of this description, and he is like this. But teacher did not give, because Atma is not like that. You cannot show it as an object. And that is what the Upanishad is conveying to us. Na tatra chakshur gacchati. And so we saw all this, of course, but let's revise it. So eyes do not reach there. Tatra. Tatra here is a Vishay Saptami. Tatra means Atmani. Atmani means Atma Vishay. With respect to, with reference to Atma, well, eyes do not reach there. So definitely, because what we are talking is Chakshushash Chakshu. And therefore it is eye of the eye. And therefore it is not an object of the eye. The very eye, the status eye possesses of for the sight, etc., is because of Atma. Atma being, its nature of consciousness, and well, it is all the time present. It's all pervading, and therefore it pervades even the Chakshu, and that is why Chakshu becomes conscious, and the very existence of the Chakshu is because of Atma, and therefore, Atma can never become an object of the eyes. So, being free from the form, of course, it is not available for the eyes to objectify. Anything that one objectifies for the eyes, anything that one objectifies through the eyes will be dissimilar to what is being talked about. And therefore, eyes will not have any access to the Atma. And therefore, it is not, na tatra chakshur gacchati, with reference to Atma, well, eyes do not reach the eyes cannot objectify it. It cannot become an object of the sight. Okay, maybe the organ of speech may work for it. I mean, the organ of speech, through the words we can definitely objectify the Atma. We can know the Atma. No, that's not possible. But why it is not possible? Before that, let us try to connect. What is not, what cannot be objectified through the perception can be objectified through the words. In fact, the entire Veda or whatever the subject matter is there, leave aside the Upanishad. Entire portion of Karmakanda, whatever they talk about, well, it is not available for perception. But through the words you know, whole Karmakanda, you come to know about Devatas, you come to know about Punya Papa, you come to know about Adrishtam, etc., everything. I mean, it is all through the words. And therefore, well, na tatra chakshur gacchati, well, it's a matter of basically Veda only, and therefore it's a Vedanta. So why not that way? Maybe through perception you cannot know Atma, but through words you can know the Atma. No. See how it contradicts. So it's a subject matter of the Vedanta. Of course, Atma is the subject matter of the Vedanta. Still here says, na vak gacchati. Through words you cannot know the Atma. I mean, we have seen that, but we'll see again. Na vak gacchati, words also does not go there. Why? Because the very essence of Atma, a very essence of the words, and therefore words cannot reach. Definitely. What is the essence of any given thing? That given thing cannot objectify the essence of it. Like, what is the essence of the pot? Clay. Pot can never objectify clay. That's all it wants to convey ultimately. That is not an apt example but I'm trying to give. So, since the very existence of the pot is possible because of the clay, the essence of the whole pot is nothing but the clay. Atma of the pot is clay. Then definitely pot can never objectify. Pot can objectify what is external to it. Yeah, this pot can never objectify because the very pot exists, stand on that or sits. Pot sits in the clay, let's say. Therefore, pot can never objectify the clay. Pot can objectify which is external to that. This is not an external, and therefore it is even the words. All if we take the meaning of the vak as the organ of speech, of course, well, it will ultimately mean the words only. So that is spoken by the organ of speech. Words are not going to objectify the Atma. Words can objectify from 5 categories. I have already told you. The whole language exists. All the words of a given language, they can be categorized into 5, they can be classified into 5 categories. And we have seen that. So some of the words, bunch of the words can definitely objectify jati, species, and subspecies, etc. And guna, attributes. Then kriya, action. Then sambandha, relationship. So many words, definitely denote sambandha. And I have told you Rudi. Rudi means a popular meaning, convention. So all this. In fact, most of the country's name, most of the county's name, all this. District's name, whatever you say. All state's name are all popular. This is how it is. Anyone can, why Pennsylvania name of this particular state? It is like this. So these are the words in a language. Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania does not belong to jati. Right? You cannot also tell me, Swamiji, it is a neuter gender or this gender, or it is a particular kind of a living being like human being and dog and this and that. Same way Pennsylvania also is one of the species. No, you cannot tell. Pennsylvania is not an attribute. Pennsylvania is not related to any action. Well, Pennsylvania is not related to any sambandha. Pennsylvania is a older brother of New York and or something like that. You cannot tell like that. And therefore, this is a special class of words which is just a convention. This is how it has been told since ages. This particular state has been told as a Pennsylvania. But Swamiji, it has history. Some way it is associated with history. Let it be there. Right now it is convention. It is just a convention. So all 5 types of words are there. That's all. That makes the language. And Brahman can, Atma, Well, of course, it is going to be revealed as a Brahman only, but definitely words have their own limitation, and therefore, basically, the Atma cannot be talked about as an object through the words. There are not many Atmas. Any species is possible when there are more than one members. When there are many members in a given class, then what is common in that class is called jati. Like all the human beings are there. What is common in all the human beings? Manushyatvam is jati. Right? Humanness is a jati. But then again there are subspecies, you can say, well, and then women and man and etc. etc. And therefore women also of one class, and then men of a different class, and so etc. You can then give stritvam, pumtvam, pumstvam, etc. etc. You can give another jati. So when more than one members are there, definitely what is common in all the members is a jati. And therefore, and then you give a name, a particular word you give to that jati. So, well, definitely Atma does not, there is nothing other than Atma. There is a question of more than Atmas. And therefore, there is nothing common in Atma like that. Could you follow? If there are more than one Atmas, then you will, what is common in all the members, all the Atmas will be jati. There is nothing there other than Atma. And therefore, there are two things, Atma and Anatma. I am talking about Atma right now. And therefore, and that too, Anatma also is really not a jati. That is, that also we cannot say. Atma is Atmatvam and Anatma is Anatmatvam. No sir, Anatma has Atmatvam. There are no two things. Anyway, I should not tell you, because this all you know very well. Initially we do classify all this Atma, Anatma, because Anatma has been taken as Atma. It is a self-confusion. And therefore, with regard to Atma, definitely there is a confusion, and so we talk about Atma and Anatma. Otherwise, Shruti will not say everything is Atma ultimately. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma, it cannot tell if there are two categories. What you call as a name and form, looking at that itself, Shruti says, and he draws your attention to that, well, what you say, this is a given name and form, and and the Adhishthanam could be different. Just a minute. So, well, it is not like that. Anyway, then Atma does not have any guna. Whatever has a guna will be limited. Whatever has a guna. Please think after the class is over. Whatever has a guna will be limited. More the gunas, more limitation. Less gunas, less limitation. More pervasive. Think about 5 elements. Think about 5 elements. What is more pervasive? How many gunas it has? Please think. And therefore, by addition of guna, thing becomes more and more limited. And therefore, if Atma is all pervading, it should not have any guna. This is just by the way. Anything which has a guna will be always an object of knowledge. Otherwise, how will you talk about a guna? When you say this thing has a guna, already you have objectified it. And therefore, if Atma is not an object of knowledge, well, then it must be free from the gunas. And therefore, and so that is how, if Atma has no guna, no words, no words which denote gunas, attributes, will be able to point out Atma, because Atma is free from attributes. So in any language, whatever the words are there pertaining to the guna will not definitely lead to Atma, will not reveal Atma. Anyway, and then third thing is what? Sambandha and Kriya, Sambandha, etc. Everything. Sambandha. No Sambandha. Atma has no Sambandha. Even though I say I am a relative of so and so, I am not related to anything. To relate, there is more than one entity required. One, I am the one who relates to the one who is related to me, etc. Well, Dvinishta Sambandha, I have already told you. So all relationships are between objects obtaining in the same order. or same order, same sphere of reality. And therefore there is no sambandha between I have already told you, a dream object and a waking object. You cannot relate. Anyway, and therefore one is Satyam, one is Mithya here, different order of reality. And well, there is no sambandha for Atma, like a pot and clay or a ring and gold, no sambandha. There is one thing alone ultimately. So, pot is clay or a ring is gold, like that, and therefore there is no kriya, so there is no sambandha, there is no kriya also, no kriya. It does not perform any action. Any activity is possible when that thing possesses limbs. And in fact, it's a movement of the limbs. That's called kriya. Movement of the limbs. Right now I am doing like this and all, or my head is moving around. So that's one of the limb. Or my hand is another limb. Or my fingers is the limbs. So all this, any movement in limbs is considered as a kriya. No limbs. But then why Atma has no limbs? How can you say that? This is all interconnected. It is like Maggi noodles. You take one, many will come. Yeah. If anything which has a limb will be born. If anything which has a limb will be always limited. Whatever you say. Any big, small, anything. But a thing which possesses limbs will be limited. A thing which possesses limbs is born and is gone, etc. Born, gone. That will be there always. And therefore, disintegrating into its own limbs is the death of that thing. And joining the limbs is the birth of a thing. And therefore, definitely, here also we can say this, it doesn't have any kriya because it doesn't, Atma is nishkalam, niravayavam. Why? Because it is all pervading. And since it is all pervading, it does not have limbs. Since it does not have any limbs, it is all pervading. And therefore it does not possess any kriya. Neither it has a kartrutvam also. Kartrutvam is always based upon the limbs ultimately. What is functioning in the body is all the limbs. Of course, through ego you say I am a karta, etc. We have discussed all this when we were discussing in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 our Nayam Hantina Hanyate, etc. At that time we have discussed Atma is not a karta, Atma is not a bhokta. Otherwise any karma will be based on a karta, swatantra karta. Karma has ashraya in a karta. And if karta itself is not there, where is a karma? Where is a kriya? And therefore, basically, Atma is free from action. All the words are over. Atma is not a conventional, Atma word. It does not denote Atma at all. Even though several times we say Atma. No, Swamiji, but consciousness conveys. Consciousness conveys only Atma. No. That is between you and me, consciousness word. If you go out and say consciousness, they say what kind of a consciousness? Social consciousness, that consciousness, this consciousness. Ultimately, even after telling several times about that Atma is just consciousness, still we are not able to understand. So consciousness is not a popular word for Atma. Anyway, and therefore, so how are you going to talk about Atma, that is not subject to species. That is not what we are discussing right now. Navag gacchati. This organ does not reach there. Words do not reach there. We are discussing that thing. So any language, any word, cannot reveal Atma. And still all our teachers talk millions of words and they convey Atma. That is the thing. that really perplex the people, that the person who is giving Atma Jnanam, self-knowledge, he says that Navag gacchati. So that means there is something else. Yeah. So, if no words convey, then be in silence. You sit at 9:45, join to Zoom and be in silence. And through your silence we will understand. Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Para Brahma Tattva Yuvanam. Dekhiye, when you go to Dakshinamurti's, Darshanam, how many hours you sit, he will not talk. And you also will not talk. And still you may be able to understand. The way Sanat Kumara has understood everything. Bhagavan did like this. And Sanat Kumara understood everything. So you also do like this. Like Dakshinamurti, and we will understand everything. Nothing will. Misunderstood thing is a silence. Really. Even between husband and wife, if one remains silent, other asks question and this person remains silent, means there is going to be a blast later. Therefore, silence is not something which will ultimately result into knowledge. It may result into a misunderstanding. It may result into quarrel, any kind of a thing. And therefore, silence is not meant for understanding. It may be more. It may be made for. It is meant for misunderstanding. But anyway, then Bhagavan, why you are saying Mauna Vyakhya? That is the purpose. That is the purpose. Anyway, we will say that. We have of course discussed, but we will repeat it. Anyway, so and merely silence also is not an Atma. If words do not reveal Atma, then silence reveals Atma. No. It's not a word that, silence means Atma, it is not. In fact, but in a common parlance, silence means there is no sound. That's all we mean. Silence means Atma, nobody knows. We of course do meditation like that, that's a different issue. But silence means Atma, nowhere you will understand. In a common parlance, people will say, well, this place has a lot of silence, means there are no noises. Our ashram has a lot of silence, Swamiji. Here there is a lot of silence, Swamiji. Pin drop silence. Yeah, pin drop silence does not indicate Atma. Pin drop silence indicates there is no sound. And in fact, if you say, well, silence is Atma, if you insist, I would say, noise is Atma. Noise is Atma. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. So when there is silence is Atma, then noise also is Atma. Everything is Atma. Sound is Atma and no sound also is Atma. And therefore everything is Atma. And therefore, now what will you say? What kind of a silence you will understand? So what we want to convey is, any word will not definitely lead to, any word directly, please understand this, any word does not reveal Atma directly. Then what it reveals? In general, if I want to tell, any word reveals what? Any word reveals name and form. Just name and form. Think. Any word reveals just name and form. Word means ultimately is that name only. But it has a corresponding object, corresponding vastu. It may be an idea, it may be emotion, it need not be a very, very gross thing. It may be emotion, it may be a simple thought. Thought is a name and form. Thought, that particular, Thought, thought, and corresponding vritti in the mind, a corresponding modification in the mind. And therefore you have anger thought and this thought and etc. etc. Ultimately, direct word reveal, any language, words directly reveal only name and form. Only name and form. Think of any name and form. But word absence, absence reveal absence. Absence of form. If the word is there, of course absence. You will have to say, I will say, if I say absence, you will say what absence? What is absent? You will say so and so is absent. Well, so ultimately you have denoted to a form, particular person or whatever. And then you say, well, the particular person is not there, particular form is not there. So this is the beauty, that any language, the words are there, they reveal directly just names and forms. And name and form is not the reality of the Atma. Name and form is Atma, but name and form is not the reality of the Atma. That's not the real nature. Real nature is in fact, the adhishthanam of Atma. Akasho vai tannama rupayoho nirvahita. That is how it has been told in Chandogya also in 8th chapter. Akasho vai nama rupayoho nirvahita. Nama rupayoho nirvahita. Because this is the adhishtanam or the essence of even nama and rupa. Akasha means Atma. There. A word Akasha, in Shastra it is popular as a Atma. Not Asamantat Kashate iti Akasha. Asamantat Kashate, Prakashate iti Atma. Which illumines all the time. Asamantat. And because of which the entire world is illumined. Well, that is called Akasha. In Taittiriya also word Akasha has been used. In Chandogya it is used. Anyway, so but don't divert from the topic. Tell us, what is that Mauna Vyakhya? Mauna Vyakhya is what? Therefore we say, well, Atma is revealed by silence means Atma that is not the immediate, the direct meaning of silence, of any word. Atma is not the immediate meaning of any word, is indicated by Atma is revealed by silence. Because any word when you utter or any word which comes to your mind will immediately reveal some object. That is its direct meaning. Right? It is the popular meaning. We call in Sanskritam as a vachyartha. So, well, it will not convey. Atma will not be revealed like that through direct meaning, and therefore to indicate that we say all words could not reach there. So Maunam. Maunam indicates whenever you utter a word, a popular meaning arises in your mind. A direct meaning arises in your mind. Vachyartha arises in your mind. Well, Atma or Dakshinamurti is one, which is not a direct meaning of a word. That's what we want to convey. So Mauna Vyakhya. So that is how Vyakhya means here, description. Mauna Vyakhya means description by silence. Dakshinamurti is described through silence. So not that through the absence of sound, etc. It is not a direct meaning of the word. And when words or sound which is absent in that sense, it is called silence. So there are particular words that reveal after negation, of course, retaining their own dhatvartha now. That I will convey. Now we give the self-knowledge through the words. Now you say they do not give direct meaning. Any word which you use will not reveal Atma. Then how self-knowledge is functioning? How Shabda becomes a pramana for this self-knowledge? Well, we say, like let's take a sentence, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, right? It reveals what the Brahman or Atma is. Satyam Jnanam and Anantam. Word Satyam, word Jnanam and Anantam. If it is not in the Shastra, what is its meaning? What is the popular meaning of Satyam? Atma? Atma? If you ask, if it is a popular meaning, Satyam means Atma is popular in the humanity. Everyone would be Vedantin. Everyone would be Vedantin. No one knows. Satyam they know. But the direct meaning or popular meaning of the Satyam is the truth in terms of at least words. Right? So verbally if somebody speaks truth, we say it is Satyam. So your words are true. What you speak means you don't deviate. What you said earlier and now what you say, you don't deviate from it. It is Satyam, we call. For the speech, etc., you use. Satyam is Satyam speech. True words. Now, Jnanam also. Jnanam means Atma nowhere. Jnanam means knowledge. What we gain through teachers, or what we gain through professors, or what we gain through perception, inference, and what we acquire, a data. That is Jnanam. Jnanam, the popular meaning of Jnanam is just knowledge. Any kind of knowledge which we acquire through means of knowledge. Jnanam means what is perception what is the essence of the even perception. Shrotrasya shrotram, chakshusya chakshu. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. That's not a popular meaning. Jnanam. Anantam also you always use for, maybe for the world you may use. Oh Swamiji, this space is infinite. Or world is infinite, universe is infinite, etc. etc. Anantam word is never popular for Atma. And therefore Satyam Jnanam Anantam word directly, Vachyartha, do not reveal Atma. Okay? And therefore the words which are used even in the Shastra, all words, it may be Nityam, it may be Shuddham, it may be Buddham, Muktam, whatever you say, they don't directly reveal Atma. You will have to, when words do not reveal the meaning, well, we have to resort to Lakshana. Lakshana, implied meaning. We have seen that in Panchadashi, not in Panchadashi. Well, we're discussing in Tattvabodha about Maya, etc. I have talked about it. This Lakshana. 3 types of Lakshana, right? I have already talked to you, Jahati, Lakshana, etc. And therefore, the Satyam word, if it is not directly able to objectify the Atma, reveal the Atma, if Satyam word cannot lead me for the knowledge of Atma, I will have to do some Lakshana. I will have to take the implied meaning of this word, because direct meaning is not working. And then what implied meaning we take? How we'll take? Then we choose a particular Lakshana, which we call as a Bhagatyaga Lakshana. So from the popular meaning of the word Satyam, definitely Bhagasya Tyagaha, a portion you reject, and portion you remake. One portion you keep it. Right? And so Satyam word is formed from what? From us. As dhatu. As means to be, to exist. But retain it. Retain that dhatvartha. Retain the root meaning. Just retain it. Other things you leave it. So from Satyam word you keep only the root meaning, that is to exist, and you give it up other things. And therefore what you have retained, well, that is the meaning. Bhagasya Tyagaha. Some portion you have removed, and now what is left over is the meaning of the word Atma. Yeah. To exist is Atma? Yeah. To exist is Atma. To exist is Atma? Yeah. So whenever you write in English, you write is, right? For what is the form of to be? Is here, or are, whatever. But let's take is. That's the meaning. That is the meaning of Atma. Is the Atma. Everywhere, any name and form, well, will have is. Pot is, cloth is, this is, that is, that is, that is. Oh, but how will I know that that is or exist is all pervading? Because any name and form is ultimately, I have to use is. I have to use. Even you use it or not, but in your mind it is there. When you say cloth or key, because key is definitely. Sometimes people use just word. They are reluctant to use is. That's not a problem. But you are deriving that is limitless, because it pervades every name and form. But how will I know that it is really limitless? Anantam. Satyam is Anantam. Satyam Brahma, Anantam Brahma. So Brahman alone is existence, and Brahman is Anantam, limitless existence. And therefore, this existence is not confined to a one object. It confines to everything, including the space between the two objects. The space is. And therefore, Maya is. Even if you go to the cause of it, well, everything is. Oh, it is limitless. That is how it is. The limitless existence is Atma, is Brahman. That's how it is. Take another word, Jnanam. So Jnanam also here retain Dhatvartha, retain the root meaning. Remove that na. Jna. Jna is a, and what is the meaning? To know. Bas. To know. Atma means what? To know. That's all it. Atma means just to know. Don't add na. Because when you add that pratyaya, you know what happens? You are obliged. I mean, you are not obliged, let me say, you are compelled. to make, you are compelled to give some derivative meaning. Like Jnanam is there. Bhashyakara, what I am discussing, it is in Taittiriya Bhashyam basically, honestly speaking, because Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is in Taittiriya, Brahmanandavalli. And there Bhashyakara has given all this discussion. Anyway, what I am saying is, Bhashyakara has clearly used word, if you refer to Bhashyam after the class, you will find Dhatvartha. Dhatvartha. You retain Dhatvartha. Dhatu means a root. Artha means a meaning. Just keep a meaning of the word. Rest everything you give it up. That is a Bhagatyaga Lakshana. Jnanam word, if it is conveying to you that some kind of a knowledge, well, no. Jnanam means retain only Jna, remove Na. That is Bhagatyaga Lakshana. After Bhagatyaga Lakshana, you have got Jna. In Satyam, after Bhagatyaga Lakshana, you have got us, to know, to be, to exist. Here, to know. Just to know is a nature of Atma. Just to know is the nature of Atma. And what to know means, but what is its Swarupam? Anantam. That limitless knowledge, limitless existence is Brahman. Limitless knowledge means limitless consciousness. We have derived, we know all this. So now either you use word knowledge, either you use word consciousness, either you use word cognition, either. Limitless knowledge means limitless consciousness is Brahman. Well, you got it? So, through implied meaning, well, you can, same words which directly are not able to reveal the Atma, we are not able to give you the knowledge of Atma. If you do the Lakshana, well, if you take a implied meaning, and that too Bhagatyaga Lakshana, part of the popular meaning is given up, and whatever is retained, that is the meaning of the self. The nature of the self is revealed that way. Nature of self is nothing but just limitless existence. Nature of self is nothing but limitless consciousness, right? And therefore, this is the way words convey the meaning, not directly. And to indicate that, in the mantra of Kenopanisad, there has been told, Na Vak Gacchati. The words cannot reach there. All the popular meaning of the words, the words reach there in order to reveal Atma, but they fail, miserably fail, and they return. And that is how it has been told here. So but why you are taking word Anantam along with? But because all the three words are in a position. I cannot go into it. It's a very long thing. They are all in a position. It's an apposition. Whenever the words are in a position, all are indicating one thing. Neelam Mahat Sugandhi Utpalam. That's an example in Bhashyam. Neelam Mahat Sugandhi Utpalam. Which Bhashyam? There itself, in Taittiriya. Neelam Mahat Sugandhi Utpalam. A lily. Neelam, blue lily. Mahat means a big lily. And Sugandhi, fragrant. So now Neelam, Mahat, Sugandhi, all the three words are in apposition. We call it as a Samanadhikaranam. Pujya Swamiji used to describe it at great length. They are all words in Samanadhikaranyam. Samanadhikaranyam means what? They all have a Samana Adhikaranam. But what is it meaning? They are all having a Samanam means one Adhikaranam. They all indicate one Vastu. Adhikaranam means Vastu. Samanam means one. Samanam does not mean here equal. Samanam means one. All the three words indicate one Vastu. Neelam indicate Utpalam. Mahat indicate Utpalam. Sugandhi indicate Utpalam. Same way. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. All the three words are in a position. And if they are in a position, they are in Samanadhikaranyam, they have a relationship of a Samanadhikaranyam, then all the three indicate one Vastu. So what is Satyam is indicating Brahman, word Jnana also indicating Brahman, Anantam also is indicating Brahman, and therefore definitely while clarifying in my mind the meaning of the word Satyam, I can definitely take help of Anantam. So Satyam means to exist. It does not make much appreciation in my mind what is a self. To exist is a self means what? Take the help of Anantam, because ultimately Samanadhikaranam, and therefore means limitless existence. Okay, now I understood. The self is the limitless existence. We call it as a Sat Swarupa. And limitless knowledge. Jnanam Anantam. Well, limitless knowledge. And therefore, definitely, it is consciousness. I mean, it is indicating Brahman. But Swamiji, now word Anantam alone I can take or not? Because I know you will ask me the question. Like Satyam, you have taken help of Anantam. For word Jnanam, you have taken help of Anantam. Now for Anantam itself, you need the help of other two or not? Yes, I need. Anantam does not directly reveal Brahman. Anantam Jnanam. Oh, bah. Automatically, universe is gone. Space is gone because they are not conscious. They are inert entities. And therefore, Anantam word, well, and that too, I can take help of Satyam also. Anantam Satyam. Anantam, what is limitless and what exists forever. That is not space, sir. Space exists for 14 hours in a day. When you are gone, waking state is gone. Where is space? Where is space? In fact, in your dream, there is a different space, not this space. Waking state space is just available to you only in a waking state. Waking body, waking space, waking fire, waking, why? What waking? Waking means this. All Mahabhutas basically available for transaction, Vyavaharik Satta. That is not available throughout 24/7/365. No. But what exists? What is limitless and exists forever? Yeah, that's a Sakshi. That is the one exists in all the states. That limitless existence is nothing but the I, who experience the absence of everything, who experience the presence of everything. Well, I, the one, the consciousness is all the time there. So limitless existence is Brahman. Limitless consciousness, well, you cannot tell to even though let's say space is limitless, but it is not consciousness. And therefore, even if when I use the word Anantam, Anantam is not sufficient. Anantam cannot reveal consciousness. Please understand. Anantam cannot reveal Atma. I have to take help of other two. And well, definitely, if Anantam is sufficient, then then the whole thing, what we are discussing, has perished. Because no word can directly reveal Atma. You will have to take a Dhatvartha here, or take help of other things which are in a position, and ultimately the Brahman or Atma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. That way everything, Nirgunam says, I have already told you this thing, Nirgunam and Nishkalam and all this Nityam and then Shuddham, all these words basically I really don't require. But I have all the kinds of notion regarding the self. And to remove each notion from my mind, to make my mind free from the notion pertaining to the Atma, I have to give one word. Since I consider myself as a impure, Shastra has to say no. The freedom from the notion that you are impure is the moksha. That's a freedom. That is you. You are basically free from impurity. But you consider yourself as impure. Well, then I have to say you are Shuddham. Why should I otherwise to use another word? So all the words basically will not reveal directly. And therefore, but Swamiji, in that Ashuddham, etc., it is not revealing. It is telling you to drop the notion that you are Ashuddham. So it's a negation there. It is not revealing. Word reveals directly means what? Pot I say. What are you negating? When I say pot, and in your mind the pot appears, the meaning of the word pot. What is the thing which you are negating? You are not negating anything. It reveals directly. No word in the Shastra reveals directly. That's how Neti Neti is very, very important for us. Neti, Neti, Neti. Because you are already having a self-conclusions since ages. Since limitless time, one is having all kinds of conclusions. But why those conclusions? Because you are self-conscious. You are self-conscious and you have a freedom enough to conclude, to judge. Self-consciousness has led you to self-judgment. And in that also self-conscious, and on top of it you have freedom. You have free will. So you can do any judgment about yourself, and you are doing. So you have free will. You are self-conscious, 100% self-conscious, and you have all kinds of judgments. To remove every judgment, the judgment is not right. Your judgment is your notion. To remove that, I have to use 1,000 words. And therefore, definitely, no word in the Shastra also reveals directly. And that's how all the teachers always employ the method. And the method is, first they will say, na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vak gacchati, na this, na. And then ultimately says, shrotrasya shrotra manaso manoyat, etc. Because it's never object. Object and the subject has a big difference. One is revealed, one is revealing. What is revealing, I need not reveal, sir. What is revealing, and that to subject. Subject is all the time revealing. It is self-revealing, self-existence. And therefore I don't require any other thing. And therefore Shrotrasya Shrotram is enough. Shrotrasya Shrotram is enough. I have not to indicate it. It is not an object. And therefore teacher is very, very brilliant teacher here. It just says Shrotrasya Shrotram. And you will ultimately come to that point. Because of which the Shrotra is conscious. Because of which the Shrotra exists. And Shrotra is able to function as though prompted. And therefore Shrotra is inert, made up of elements. It is all the time changing. It is inert. But then how come the Shrotra is able to pick up the forms and colors? How can it be? Because if it can know the forms and colors, therefore it must be conscious. Okay, Shrotrasya Shrotram is you. That's how it is. Manaso manaha vachoha vacham pranasya pranaha. You are merely the presence in which everything functions. And as though all the limbs are as though prompted. As though prompted. They are not separate from the Atma basically. They are not separate. They are non-separate from the Atma because their existence is because of the Atma. And therefore, the very Shrotra is existence of the Shrotra and the functioning of the Shrotra in its own sphere of activity, revealing the words, etc., sound, etc., is because of me, who is a self-revealing. They are revealed. Shrotra is revealed. Through Shrotra, words are revealed. Everything is revealed. You are self-revealing. The biggest difference between subject and object is one is revealed through the pramana, through the means of knowledge. One is revealing the pramana and revealing the vishaya, so particular sense objects or whatever. One's own sphere of objects are also revealed through that ultimately. And therefore consciousness is the one which pervades everything. And anyway, we have seen that. So this is how the word Satyam, and well, of course, now this is enough in this Navag Gacchati. So people do ask, if words have no access, why are you talking and why are we studying, and what for is all this joining in Zoom and all that, and therefore, or what for is the Shastra? Well, we have to know the role of words in revealing the Atma through the implication. And please understand one thing, of course I have already told you, when you take any Lakshana, it is always connected to the popular meaning. Popular meaning is there, connected to. Like word Satyam means, means what is there. Means already existence. Satyam means it is there. It is there means what? Well, it is definitely the existence is involved. And therefore a part of it is also. No, but Satyam popular meaning is truth. Yeah. Truth means what? You know the definition of Pujya Swamiji, he gave it in one of the universities. Yeah, what is Satyam? Which exists in all the 3 periods of time, right? This is the definition Swamiji gave. Which exists in all the 3 periods of time is Satyam. So therefore, Satyam means truth. Truth means ultimately existence. And therefore, well, what I speak in the morning, what I speak in tomorrow, or what I speak day after tomorrow, what I spoke in the past, what I speak right now, and what will I speak in the future. If you say that is Satyam, that is a popular meaning. Well, so your words all the time exist. Now you don't have another words. You use the same words all the time in the past, present, and future. Then we say, yeah, this person is speaking truth. So what exists in all the three periods of time is truth, ultimately. And therefore, Satyam word popular meaning also has that existence. So that retain that. How will I retain? Go to the root of the word, from the word Satyam is made. That is the essence of any word. Word's essence is its root. Like Ganta is a word, goer, right? Thinker, seer, everything. So what is essence? A particular kriya. Like goer means if kriya itself to go is not there. Where is a goer? The kriya to see also is not there. Where is seer? But you are saying root. Yeah, root means what? Indicating kriya. Any root indicates kriya. And therefore, in the Ganta, keep that go, that kriya. Kriya means keep the dhatu, root. Always retain dhatu. And then connected to that, now you give a implied meaning, right? And therefore, definitely this is how it is to be understood. So, now Navagdachati is over. Okay. But at least where the sense organs also cannot go, where even words cannot go, there something goes. What goes? Mind goes. No manaha. Na u manaha. Na u manaha means no manaha. U I have told you. U, vai, ha, all indicates emphasis. They are particles. They are not derived like Rama, Rama, Ramaha. They will not be derived. U, au, I. Nothing of that sort. U remains U. Vai remains Vai. Ha remains Hai. They are particles. In Sanskritam, they are all avyayas, indeclinables. And of course, various particles has a various meaning. Cha means and like that, Va means or. There is a word athava also. Athava means also or. And this ha, vai, etc. that means emphasis. It gives an emphasis to the meaning of the sentence. So anyway, where words do not go, the mind at least go. So like this goddess Saraswati, being omniscient, has all disciplines of knowledge. And there is no piece of knowledge, that is unknown to her. Suppose I ask her, mother, tell me, what is the difference in taste between a honey and sugarcane juice? What goddess will tell you? What goddess will tell you? She cannot. She remains silent. Mauna Vyakya, I tell you. Suppose why a goddess Saraswati? Because ultimately she has all the knowledge, right? She can describe, she can define everything. She will not have an obstruction of ignorance. That is goddess Saraswati. To ask, if you ask such a question to her, I tell you, she will not answer. She will smile and say, well, taste both of them separately and find out for yourself. That's I mean, what I'm saying is, basically our different tastes are there, that they are not available for definition, not available for words description. And suppose if I tell you, this is a particular difference in Hindolam, in Carnatic music and Hindustani. In what is called Hindolam in Hindustani is called Malkams, I think, in Carnatic, something like that. Or Hindolam in Carnatic, Hindolam in Carnatic is in Malkams in Hindustani. My knowledge is like that, so don't worry too much. But anyway, I just got this idea of giving you this. Now, what is the difference? I may describe, but still I will tell you, you will not have a clear picture. You will have a clear picture when you hear directly. Right? There is bitterness is a taste, but bitterness of several types. The bitterness of a bitter gourd and bitterness of something else is different. Bitterness of a tablet is different. So bitterness has varieties. Sweetness has a varieties. How will you describe the different sweetness? You will say, you taste yourself and you will come to know. There is no way. Words cannot, perceptually it cannot be available. Words cannot describe it through sense. Words cannot describe it. You yourself have to taste it. But Swamiji, it is available for my perception. Correct. But if you are asking me, you have tasted and tell me what is the difference, I will not be able to tell. That's what I am conveying. So through sense perception it is not available means through others' sense perception it is not available. Through words of others also you will not get a knowledge. Well, the sweetness of the sugar cane cannot be revealed through the words of somebody, even though 1,000 ways he describes. I am telling you it is not. And it cannot be available for description itself. You cannot describe the difference between the sour taste of lemon and something else. I don't know, but maybe something else. Yeah, you can take something else and or kacha, that what is that mango which is not ripe, that is also sour. So what is the difference between, they both are sour. What's the difference between them? Goddess Saraswati is silent. What about us? So, because it is not available for verbal communication. What is not available for verbal communication? Navag gacchati, mind can reach. Right? If my mind and the taste organ are combined, both are required, sir. Both are required. Not merely this. You may taste, but your mind is somewhere else. Well, you will not understand the difference. Your mind should be there. That's how we have including now mind. So through the mind, basically. If mind is there to know the difference between the two different things, two different tastes, right? Mind should be there. So mind can of course know. So let's say Atma is not available for sense perception. Na tatra chakshur gacchati. Atma is not available for words. Na vag gacchati. Words cannot reveal Atma. Then perhaps mind can reveal Atma. Because there are several things which mind reveals but not revealed by words, not revealed by sense organs. Let's say Atma also is in the category of like this kind of taste or this kind of a smell. Even smell also. What is the difference between a pink rose and a smell of a pink rose and smell of a jasmine? Why you are saying pink rose? Because there is one Deshi rose is there in India. That we call them as a gulab because they are gulabi. Gulabi means pink. And it has a beautiful fragrance. That's original fragrance of a rose. Well, so if I ask you what is the difference between a smell of a rose and smell of a jasmine? You all have smelled. Let's now not go to Goddess Saraswati. Let me ask you. This is amazing, it's amazing invention of Pujya Swamiji, I tell you. These all things are, origin is there only. Therefore, you cannot describe. Navag gacchati. Tasmin tatra vishaye navag gacchati. Grana vishaye navag gacchati. Grana vishaye na chakshu gacchati. Etc. etc. So, grana vishaye manah gacchati. Definitely. And therefore, basically your mind is required. Of course, sense organ is required, but mind should be there to know the difference. Same way emotions. How will you describe love? How will you describe anger? Anger is what? You can tell 1,000 causes of anger. You can tell the effects of anger. You can tell how to prevent the anger. That's correct. But what is anger? Really difficult. People, of course, may describe here and there, but it is not really revealing what it is. Ultimately, your own mind reveals it. Right? So, emotion also is an object of the mind. Taste, smell, and etc. also is object of the mind, ultimately, through the senses. Mind. And well, same way, Atma also can be object of mind. Let the words do not reach. Agreed. But it can be object of the mind. So says na manaha. It is not even object of mind. Why? We'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Swamiji, I have a question.
Yes.